Welcome back to Monkchat radio program. And today you are with me again. My name is Phra Tong, and as usual. So today we have very interesting question, a very interesting topic. As the topic is talking about love. So many people are curious, what is love? So today we'll talk about it. And as I have found from the Wikipedia, it talks about the love. Love means feeling. Love means stating. Love means having a positive intention. And love is between the feeling of two persons. So, however, we can mean so many different kind of meanings of love, and today it would be very interesting that how the Buddhists view about the love. As today we have a wonderful guest speaker. His name is Phra Somboun. He is a meditation master at MCU, and currently he is one of our radio member. So, welcome to our radio program.
Okay. Hi everyone. So, I'm very happy today, and that I was invited by the Monkchat radios, and especially I feel very excited when I heard about the topic that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, it's not usual topic that monks are supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, and actually, you mentioned about love, and actually in Buddhism we also have a lot of definition on love, actually, but there are many different kind of love, as you know, and what most of the people understand about love. Like some people say that love is like something very complicated to understand. It's very complex set of like emotion or like behavior and belief association with a strong feeling of affection or like protectiveness or warm or whatever. And actually, most of us, I think, as a human being, or even like another kind of living being, animals also, I think they also have the feeling of love or being loved.
Right.
Yeah. So, but we seem to be like we don't really know what love exactly is. Sometimes when we call love, or when we say that we love somebody, but then actually that can be really love. Sometimes because we say love, and sometimes also in the opposite way, and we create somebody to suffer.
Yes.
So that's why today it's just a very interesting topic that we're going to talk about happiness. So.
Okay. Yes. It's very interesting to know the meaning of love. So the first topic that I would like to ask our guest speaker is, have you ever loved somebody in your life?
Yes, of course. I think everybody does.
Yes.
So also to me, and actually I love my parents, of course, and I love my friends, and I love everyone.
Everyone.
I try to love everyone,
including yourself, possible. Right?
Yeah. So I try. That is what I always asking. And actually, in the teaching, we're supposed to love every living beings according to the teaching. Like that's why in our routine after doing chanting or meditation or whatever, we are supposed to spreading loving kindness. And actually, that is showing that in how much Buddhist people pay attention on love. So actually, it's kind of hard sometimes to be able to love every living being or everyone, especially like for those we dislike or we hate, or for those who are our enemy or something. And actually, that's why I don't really like understand what is true love in Buddhism exactly is.
All right.
So of course, like we love someone, and sometimes we also being loved by someone also.
Yes, if we talk about the true love, it can have so many different kind of meanings.
Yeah, exactly.
Significant or the roles. Yeah. Talking about the true love, from what I have researched is about it can separate into two majors, right? Like the first one is about loving for condition. Like you love somebody because of expectation, or you have expectation for somebody.
I see.
And another one is about love with loving kindness.
Yeah. What you made is very interesting point about love expectation.
Yes.
I like some people even believe that there's no love without expectation. When you love someone, that means you have something expect from that person to give you something in return.
I think we can see a lot on this example from our society.
Yeah.
It can even come from the social media. Like as I have seen from the news, when they love somebody, and of course it's about the feeling, but it mixed with the expectation. Many people love because they want something from that person, or because they want the pressure from that person.
Yeah, that is sometimes you see that the this kind of love sometimes bring like bring great suffering also.
Yes.
It's not only happiness. And actually, when we talk about love, it's supposed to be happiness. Yeah, but it's why like sometimes love bring suffering.
More than happiness.
Yes, sometimes it's happened. Actually, it's happened to me and to like I think to everyone. And actually, like when we love someone, or maybe when we expect anything, someone to do something in return, and we say that because we have the good willing to do something to someone, but actually we oftentimes call this kind of actions as love, but actually it's involved or relate to mostly with our self, ourself, and direct to ourselves.
Yes. It is necessary or not if you love somebody and you want to show up to them.
And actually, this in this point, and actually, we have to talk about the feeling of love. I don't think that it's different when you love like your mother, you love your friend, you love girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. And actually, I think we have to define that's what kind of love that you have at that time. So that's why it is important to understand
the meaning of love.
Yes, the meaning of love. And here, and actually, love have been like discussing for a long time. Like some resources have said that love has been a favorite topic for of the philosophers for a long time. Like in the old days, they also like mention and talking about the word love also. But actually, there's no exactly conclusion what love exactly is.
Yes.
Like for example, it could be we when we read like in the poet, writer, or even scientists for many generations, So and different people and different group have often thought about its definition. Like they're also among these like philosopher, poet, or maybe writer or scientist also have the argument of what love really is. While most people agree that love implies strong feeling, affection, like when you have some certain strong emotion, affection, and there are many disagreement about its precise meaning, and one person may say "I love you" might mean something quite different than others, So that means love, like someone in their meaning, and could be different from other one meaning.
Oh, okay. So you mean like loving? It comes from the specific some kind of groups, like it can be different, and yes. So I think before some kind of person or some kind of groups, before they having love, it must come from the past, like how they view the love, or it can even from the environment or the society, like they can define the meaning of love. Is that right?
Yes. So most of us understand by our own, and different person have their own definition of love. So that's why we cannot exactly tell that doing this kind of thing, speak this way, or acting like this way, that is a sign of love, or react, or maybe doing something that is a sign of love. Actually, there's no fixed definition or like actions showing or any sign to tell to indicate what that this is love. So most of us, we define by ourselves that do this kind of thing is love.
Yes. In order to talk about the love, for the next question, I would like to talk about how do we love?
How do we love?
Yes.
How do we love? And actually, how do we love?
Like if you want love somebody, or it can even from your parents, how do you love them? Or by speech, by action, or by emotion, or how you show them love, in order to let them know that you love them.
Yeah, definitely. When we have the feeling of love, and actually it's not only how we really feel or what we really speak sometimes, but actually when we talk about love to and the others, or the one who we care, to be able to see that how much they love them, and actually the only thing that they will know to show, or to act, or maybe like act in a certain way that we have to put our feeling into action. You cannot say like I love you, and that's it. But maybe your action could be the opposite way, and you always make like that person and that the one who you love unhappy. I don't say that kind of thing. It's true love. Maybe you have the feeling of like love someone, but your action cause him or her to be suffer. So I think all in all, when we talk about like love, I think it's concerned and in connect with the actions. So what do you do for her or for him to be happy? And I think that's how can we explain or showing someone like how much we care or love them.
Yes, due to this quote, it said that if you want to love somebody, you must be able to love yourself first.
Definitely.
And it sure that before loving somebody, you have to be able to love oneself and how you express love to them, in order to let them understand how you love them. Something like that. Yes. It's very interesting to know how to showing love.
Yeah,
and due to our society right now, it is very hard to find the love from somebody or even from your friends, my friends. How do you know that how do they love me or not? Because sometimes even though they show or they express the feeling or they act like it's about the feeling of love, I love you very much, I buy the gifts for you because I love you, or it can be. But for the opposite person, maybe they might curious or they want to know that that person really love me or not. So how do we know it? That person truly love me or not?
Oh, this is hard, and actually, and when we talk about how do we know that somebody or someone love us? By observing, or maybe by just listening what they say, or what they even what they think, and actually, or as I said earlier, and actually, all about the action, how he or she associate with you in which way, and how much he or she like do anything that make you happy. And I think that we have to look deeply about like, what he really do and make it happy. And actually, I think that is love that spreading from him. It's not about, because we cannot see like, oh, love, you have to give something to someone. Then what generally people understand that love is like giving. Like when you are given something by someone and you consider, oh, he loved me. Maybe not, and actually because like maybe he or she just do it because of the manner or because of the social norm or whatever, and actually to show something
or some
like
kind of
polite.
purpose.
So that's why we will never be able to understand someone, how much he or she really love us. So only to it take time. I think it take time to really know that how much feeling or how much he or she really cared about us.
Yes.
We cannot immediately like love someone or maybe being loved by someone immediately by like without knowing any background or his about his background or who he is, where he's from, or something.
Yeah, it is very interesting to understand these things, and yeah, so we can, as I realized from you talking, that there are so many different ways that how we know that somebody is love me or loves you or not. So we have to learn from each other, right? Long-term learning, like
a long-term learning.
Yeah, learning from the experience and including the way of thinking as well, because it must go along with each other, the way of thinking and the way of showing love, and especially long-term learning. Yes. It's very interesting, honestly. So in our society, as I have seen from the social media, not just only in Thailand or in Laos, in Western countries, one of the big problem is people, they don't want love. It can say that leftover men or leftover women, they don't want to get married. And I think it would have something happened with them. That's why they don't want to love, and it makes them afraid about loving somebody. So my question is, how can we bring people to start loving again? I know that this question is quite challenging for you, even myself.
It's interesting. It doesn't mean that
I think
couple or marriage love, or we have a lesser marriage couple in nowadays.
Yes.
So and actually, we actually that is what happened in the past. It seemed to be like people got married more than
Yes.
today. People
And even they have
living together as a couple.
they give birth more. They give more children.
Yeah, and actually that's term, and actually you could you can identify or say that that is love, and actually it could be, and actually it doesn't mean that that's kind of because love, there's many different aspects and many like what you're saying, and actually you're talking about the love
Yes.
in terms of couple. And actually, they may have the other kind of love much more than like couple love in couple. So like friendship, or maybe love parent, or maybe love animals, and actually all of this kind of thing also love. And I think in this way, and actually when we talk about love in couple, much of the time we is concerned with the lust, with lust,
Desire.
So the desire or sexual desire. So that what people always understand about love in couple, that is always come up with lust.
I think it's about nature of human being. Of course, they will have sexual desire when they love somebody. And I don't think that this is right or wrong, wrong or right, because it's just nature. But more important in order to have love for some specific purposes, they should know how to love first.
Yeah, it's very interesting when we talk about love in couples, and it's concerned with what people usually understand. Some this kind of love with lust, and actually it's not bring only happiness. Much of the time, it's come up with like expectation.
Yes.
So that's why when we cannot fulfill our selfish desire, sometimes we suffer. When like the other, like our, like the husband or the wife cannot like fulfill someone's desire, and actually that is the expectation from someone to fulfill their own desire. So that's why this kind of love in terms of Buddhism still involved with the selfish desire. So it doesn't mean that in Buddhism reject this kind of love. As you said, and actually it's natural
Of human being.
Human being, that we have lust, we have the sexual desire. And actually in Buddhism, the Buddha didn't say that this kind of love is not good love, but also it needs to it needs to have something more than only sexual desire or only lust. So that's why in Buddhism talking about the 4 elements
Yes.
of true love.
Yes.
Which is we're going to talk about
In the next episode.
So next after break, okay, we're going to go to the detail about the 4 elements of what true love in Buddhism in general, and we are talking about that.
Alright, welcome back to Monkchat radio program, and this is the second episode. So in the first episode we talk about love in general. And for this episode, it's very interesting that we are going to talk about the love in Buddhism. So you mentioned about 4 elements of love according to the Buddha's teaching.
Yes.
What are they?
First, I would like to start with the definition, what people understand about love in general. Like some people understand that love is a willingness to prioritize others' well-beings, or care about other people's well-beings or happiness. It's about caring other people's well-being and happiness. And the second one, extreme feeling of attachment. And this is the definition in general. Or some definition said that love is dramatic, sudden feeling of attraction and aspect. Or like another definition, a fleeting emotion of care, affection and like. The feeling of liking. Or like the last one, they said that love is some combination of the above emotion. So when you love, like you are above the emotion. That's a little bit strange definition. Actually, it's very difficult to understand. This is the general what people understand about love. The meaning in general. And how about Buddhism? So what the Buddha or the teaching in Buddhism talk about love? In Buddhism, it actually is, we can say that it's it talk about love. Buddhism can be like a religion of love. Mm-hmm. So I personally really like the one of the sentence that Thich Nhat Hanh talk about love. He said that if you cannot transform and take care of the suffering in you and in the other person, that is not true love. Like if you say that you say that you love someone, but even more make that kind of person or make yourself even more suffer, we don't call that kind of thing it's true love. That is what he say in this sentence, and this is what he talk about. Like Thich Nhat Hanh, he talk about the 4 elements of true love. So this once, and according to the Q&A section on June 21, 2014, he will ask a very interesting question, and this is what he respond. And he was asked like, if Buddhism support love for Mother Nature, why doesn't it also support romantic love? Like love in couple, what we just like said recently, and between two, like love between two people and demonstration of affection between two people. If they support, like if Buddhism support love for Mother Nature, so why Buddhism doesn't support the romantic love between two people? And this is what people ask him.
So for romantic love, it's like a fulfilling the feeling, right?
Yes, like man and woman loving each other. So this is what people ask him, and actually, what he answered is very interesting about on this question. And he said that, and actually, the Buddha is a teacher of love.
Wow.
And he said that the Buddha is a teacher of love. True love or love for Mother Earth should be true love. And if it's true love, it can bring a lot of happiness to you and Mother Earth. Romantic love, if it's true love, yes, of course, it will bring happiness. But if it's not true love, it will make you suffer and make other person suffer as well. And this is what he explained initially throughout he responds. And in addition, he also give the answer on this question that in the teaching of the Buddha, and actually true love needs 4 elements. 4 elements. The first element is loving kindness, or in Sanskrit or in Pali it's called Maitri or Metta, and which means the capacity to offer happiness, to someone. In romantic love, if you are not able to help the other person to be happy, that is not true love.
Yes, and I have seen from the Quran it said that conquer the anger won by not getting anger.
Yeah. Yes.
Conquer the witch by goodness. Conquer the sting by generosity. And the liar by speaking the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, you should train yourself to be able to offer happiness to yourself first, and you will be able to offer to the other person without. So he said, without that kind of thing, that ability to make yourself happy, that will bring only suffering. Like if you are still suffer or you are unhappy, and how can you make the other happy or something? That is the definition at the beginning. So loving kindness or metta is about the willing to see somebody to be happy. And it's not about the feeling want other people to be happy, but also concerned with what you really do or what you really act to that person to really make him happy. And that is loving kindness. Now, you cannot just say, like we said earlier, that I love you, and your action, you don't put any what you just said into action. That is not really true love or loving kindness. So loving kindness at the beginning, and actually you have to show that how much you want somebody to be happy through your action.
Wishing him or her to be happy.
Yeah, this is the first element of true love in Buddhism, which Thich Nhat Hanh gave on his response or in the Q&A section.
So what about the second one?
Yeah, so another component or another element, the second element of true love is called karuna.
What is karuna?
Karuna basically translated as compassion.
Compassion.
Yeah, compassion. And compassion is the kind of energy that can help remove suffering and help transform suffering in yourself and other person.
It means that if I have compassion for somebody, I wish him or her to happy, right?
Yes.
Or to get out of that suffer circumstances.
Yes. So basically, when we see animals, or maybe we see someone in suffer, or maybe somebody is feeling angry, and you have, instead of feeling angry in return, but we feel, understand that person will suffer, like he's being angry because he got a suffering inside, and then we have the feeling want to help them to be free from that kind of anger, and that is called basically compassion.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes, and if you cannot transform and take care of the suffering in you and in other person, that is not true love. That's what he said. And that is why karuna should be cultivated by both people. And romantic, or even like couple love, as you said, or romantic, that is not what is important. It is important is if it's true love or not true love.
All right. All right. In Buddhism, yes, we talk about the loving. Actually, there are four kinds of loving. So the first one is metta or metric. The second one is karuna. The third one is mudita, and the last one is ubeka. Right now, it comes to the
the third element of true love is joy or mudita. So mudita is actually the feeling of joy. When you see somebody successful or he or she being happy, instead of feeling jealous of that or those people, but we even more feel joyful that see somebody feeling happy. That is the feeling of mudita, or is another element of true love. So if you make other person cry all the time and you cry all the time, that we don't call it true love or mudita. But that is not true love. And regardless if it's romantic or not romantic. And the first element of true love is inclusiveness, or in Pali we call ubeka. Ubeka. This means that you do not exclude. You don't take that other people feeling and you feel even sadder than that person. And his suffering or your suffering and her happiness is not your happiness. There's no individual suffering anymore. That is the feeling of ubeka. In true love, there is the element of non-discrimination. That means you understand that there's happiness and suffering. It's equally we share. We don't take it personally. So no separation. In that spirit, you cannot say that's your problem. No, your problem is my problem. It's like oftentimes you say your problem is not my problem. My problem is not a problem. That is not the right understanding of the elements of true happiness. So that's why in conclusion of when we talk about romantic love has these four elements. The true love must have this true element. We cannot have only one and don't have the other one. And actually these four elements are supposed to go together. And that is true love in Buddhism.
Alright, it comes to the end of our radio program, and this is one of the great day that we talk about the love in Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
And for the listeners, if you find out that some information would be useful for you or for your loved ones, please take it and apply into your daily life. Nobody wants to be suffered because of love. Nobody don't want to be hated because of love. We all need love, and it must go along with wisdom. You should know how to love yourself before loving others. Okay, thank you very much for our guest speaker.
Yeah, you're welcome.